You're listening to the Build Your Wealth podcast, episode number 34. Oftentimes you'll hear someone say, do what you know, or do what you're good at. But how do you determine exactly what that is? In today's show, I'm talking about how you can unearth your expertise to turn the passion of what you're good at into profits. So stay tuned. Ugh, it's that time of day again. Time to get up and make someone else rich. Hi there and welcome to the Build Your Wealth podcast. I'm your host, Nicole Thompson. Over the years, I've taken the skills I've learned as a dedicated employee in multiple fields and turned it into a thriving six-figure online business to create a wealth of my own. Now I'm here to teach you how to do the same thing. I share my successes and failures as an online business owner with you to help you avoid the pitfalls that can come with being an entrepreneur in the online space. It's my goal to help you achieve your success faster, adopt the right mindset for that success, and to show you how failing forward is all part of the process in building your wealth instead of someone else's. This is the Build Your Wealth podcast. Hey there, welcome to another episode of the Build Your Wealth podcast. I'm your host, Nicole Thompson. Thanks so much for joining me here today. So how's it going today? I hope you're having a great day, and I hope you're ready to put on your thinking cap. Because today I really want you to stop and think about what it is that lights you up. What's something that you just love to do so much that even if you could never make a penny doing it, you would get up every morning and want to do it anyway? Because I've got news for you. That, my friend, is your expertise. Your expertise is simply the things that you do, that you've done for so long that they basically come to you as if they were second nature. It's the things that people ask you for help with over and over again because you're their go-to source to fix that problem, create that item, or maybe make that recipe. So when you're trying to figure out what the heck your expertise is, you need to ask yourself, what types of things do you do that people come to you for the most? Do you always get asked to host the dinners because you're the best cook? Do you get asked to design the t-shirts for the family reunions because you've got such an artistic eye? Do you constantly get asked what type of workout routine you do because you're in such great shape and you're always at the gym? That's right. These things are your expertise. A lot of times people think that their expertise has to be associated with some form of higher education. They say, I'm not an expert. I didn't even go to college. But the good news is your expertise has nothing to do with a college degree. Now, don't get me wrong. There are certain areas of expertise that will require some form of higher education. However, you are the key ingredient that makes what you do special. You can have all the college degrees you want and still not be an expert. Just because you've gone to school for a few extra years doesn't make you good at whatever it is you've studied. It takes hands-on practical knowledge. It takes doing what it is you do over and over again until it becomes like second nature. And it's not enough to study it and do it every day. True expertise comes from within. Your expertise lies in what lights you up. It lives within the things that make you happiest to do every single day. Which is why I say to look for your expertise in the things that you would do even if you could never get paid for it, because you love it that much. Having experience doesn't make you an expert, but an expert in anything was once a beginner. Sometimes what you're good at comes very naturally right from the start. Or maybe it wasn't something that you picked up right away, but it didn't take much for you to learn how to do it and do it well. And other times you build your experience through the mistakes that you made. But if it's something that you really want to learn how to do, you look for the lessons in the mistakes that you make. Learning from your mistakes how not to do something and moving forward with the determination to get it right will develop your experience. And if done consistently, you will eventually become the expert at whatever it is you do. Your expertise is found in constantly learning and pursuing a better version of what it is that you do. and you're consistently building and reaching out to new areas. It's a lifelong cycle of learning. Dennis Waitley said, "Never become so much of an expert that you stop gaining expertise. View life as a continuous learning experience." The more knowledge and experience that you have, the easier it is for you to make a profit at the things that you'd love to do. When you take what you're good at and find a way to teach that skill to someone else, that's how you turn your passion into profits. When you think about the questions that people ask you over and over again, that's the expertise that you can turn into a way of making money. When you present your talents in a way that's informative and helpful, when you guide people onto the path of learning how to do what it is that you do, you can turn that very thing that you love to do the most into a way to fill your bank account. There are people out there who would love to be able to do what you do so well. It's someone just like you who's headed in the same direction, but maybe they're not quite there yet. Maybe they need a helping hand to figure out that next step. And that's where you come in. When you speak to the very nature of what drives a person, they can't help but pay attention. It's human nature to want to share our expertise. When it's what we're good at, what we shine at, we want the world to see it. And you should be proud of your expertise. Your expertise is what makes you amazing. And sometimes it's hard to hone in on just one thing too. I'll bet there's plenty of things that you're good at. But I also bet there's one thing in particular that you're just amazing at. It's something that you do so stinking well that it impresses other people when they see you do it. Whatever it is that drives you, whatever it is that lights you up, that's the gift that you need to find a way to wrap up and deliver to the world. Because everybody's got something special to offer. But only you can offer it in the way that you do. Because the reason that you're good at what you do is because you see how to do it differently. Once you put your spin on it, that's what makes it special. But if you're still having trouble figuring out what your special expertise is, I've created a free checklist for you. It's my Unearth Your Expertise checklist, and it'll help you really dig in to discover what your special gift is. Because as Marie Forleo would say, the world needs that very special gift that only you have. To download my free checklist to unearth your expertise, go to NicoleThompsonNow.com/expert. I'll add that link to the show notes too, so you can grab it there. Thanks so much for tuning in today. I hope to see you back here next week for another all-new episode of the Build Your Wealth podcast. I'll talk to you then. You've been listening to the Build Your Wealth podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Make sure you don't miss an episode by subscribing to the show. I've included any links to specifics mentioned in the show notes section below, so you can easily grab them there. I hope you'll consider leaving a review for me and let me know what you thought about the show, and if it helped you or resonated with you in some way, I'd love to hear about that too. Thanks again, and I'll see you over on the next episode. To your success.